happy. I want to sing and shout to get happy. I want to walk about to get happy, and I want to tell the whole wide world about Him. I get happy. I want to praise His name. I get happy. The hallelujahs claim. I get happy, and I want to tell the whole wide world about Him.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of Message in a Bottle. I'm Royce Taylor. Thank you for stopping by. Coming up, I have a short message to share, and today's Sunday song surprise may even surprise me before it's over. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes for this edition of Message in a Bottle. My parents were married 63 years when my father passed at age 84, and my mother lived another 6 years to age 90. Ray and Carol, children of the Great Depression. They gathered many knickknacks and saved memorabilia across all 63 years. I know because I'm the one in charge of sorting it all, and I jokingly tell people I have one phrase with two different responses. I can't believe they saved this. Why? And wow. I've found treasures from my childhood I'd forgotten, or presumed long gone. Some very old, others not so much. Gifts from Christmas or a birthday that we had given them. Items that my brother, sister, and I may have made in school, and then of course given with pride on Christmas morning to their smiles saying, "Oh, it's beautiful," when in fact it was really pretty sad. Ceramics, coffee mugs, flower vases, candles. Oh, all those candles. There's one Christmas gift from my sister that stands out. It's an ornate Noah's Ark music box, complete with little animal heads poking out of the tiny windows. Much to my surprise, it plays "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head," the 70s hit song by B.J. Thomas. I've shared shows with B.J. Thomas over the years, and I was surprised to hear this song paired with Noah's Ark. But more surprised to discover a picture of the two of us taken at a show, and it's featured on the B.J. Thomas website. Thank you, sir. That's quite an honor. Okay, let's get back to Noah's Ark. Noah is more than a children's story. Now, many people tend to gloss over the genealogies in Genesis chapter 5, but these verses covering 2,000 years from creation are here for a reason. It's a time capsule. The lifespans of Adam's descendants, stretching hundreds of years, is important information leading to the story of Noah. The biblical record shows that Adam lived 930 years. Now jump forward 8 generations to Methuselah, and he lived 969 years. His son, Noah's father Lamech, lived 777 years. Here's a chart showing the overlap of these generations. Noah was the 10th direct descendant from Adam, and it's entirely possible that Noah heard stories from his grandfather Methuselah about Adam and life as the first man walking with God before the fall. Methuselah may have sat at Adam's knee and heard this account firsthand. So take note, 5 generations were still living that could have known Adam and Eve as close family. Growing up, Noah could have heard all the stories simply because these family members interacted across hundreds of years. Think about it. If we knew our family members from 500 years ago, there would be no need for Ancestry.com. Now, during this same 2,000 years, other family and cousins populated the earth. However, unlike Noah's lineage, these seem to have forgotten Adam and creation and forgot God and His goodness. The Bible tells us these people were mired in thinking and conceiving evil day and night. So God scheduled a spring cleaning. Genesis chapter 6 verse 8 says, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." And a close look at this line from Adam to Noah shows reverence and a memory of God's grace, and it wasn't swept aside in the pursuit of evil. God chose Noah's family to replenish the earth after this coming flood, and he gave Noah instructions to build an ark and be saved. Noah was obedient. He built that ark according to the specifications. Now, if you wonder how this is possible, check out the Ark encounter in Williamstown, Kentucky. That's halfway between Cincinnati and Lexington on Interstate 75. Now, when the real ark rose up on the floodwaters, who knows? Maybe Noah was leading the family in singing, "Raindrops keep falling on my head because I'm free, nothing's worrying me." Think about the jokes. Why didn't Noah kill those 2 mosquitoes when he had a chance? Ooh, can you imagine cleaning up after those elephants? Monkeys everywhere, swinging from the rafters. Oh, whatever you do, don't startle the skunks. Oh, the list goes on. But the real point of the story is this. People had no fear of consequences. They had forgotten and lost respect for God. Genesis chapter 6 says this: "The wickedness and depravity was out of control. Every imagination and intent was a thought of evil. The population was corrupt, spiritually and morally putrid, and the land was filled with violence, desecration, infringement, outrage, assault, and a lust for power. The earth was debased and degenerate, and all humanity had lost their true direction." So I ask you, is history repeating itself? Can you deny that evil is all around us even now? Today, many of you have fear, doubts, and questions. Deception confronts you, and you just don't know what to believe. Others disrespect you for your own reverence for God. How do you respond? Here's today's promise of God found in Isaiah 59, verse 19. "When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a defense against him." Yes, when the enemy of our soul comes to steal our joy, kill our spirit, destroy even common sense, to depress, to oppress, to accuse, to call evil good and good evil, like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall come and lift up a defense against him. Now, the King James Bible puts a comma after the word flood, so the tendency reading King James is to accept the fact that the translation says, "when the enemy comes in like a flood." No. God is the flood. Look at this example from Noah. The flood comes to wipe out evil. And you can find many other Bible promises that speak of God's power coming like a flood. So moving this comma is correct. Now, God's Spirit will come strongly into your own situation. God is good, and we overcome evil with good. God's Spirit of righteousness, goodness, perfection, love, and justice, all this comes like a flood to overcome the attack of the evil one. So, let's read it again. "When the enemy comes in, comma, like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." Now know this, God and Satan are not equals. Satan does not possess any power equal to God. Don't give him that credit. God is above all and has written the end of the story. Lucifer's feeble coup d'etat to usurp the throne of heaven was only narcissistic illusions of grandeur. Jesus told the disciples, "I watched Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning." In other words, God flicked him out like a bug on a windowsill. Isaiah 14, verses 12 through 16 says this: "How you have fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the ground. But you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will make myself like the Most High. But in fact, you will be brought down to a remote region of the dead. And those who see you will gaze at you, saying, Is this the man that made the earth tremble? Who shook kingdoms? You see, Satan wants you to see this, when in reality, he is only this. So when Satan comes and threatens you, build your own ark by filling your heart and mind with these promises of God. You can begin with this one today, Isaiah 59:19. When the enemy shall come in like raindrops falling on your head, like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up your ark of God's promises against him. So let's sing it together. Raindrops keep falling on my head because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. That's my message in a bottle for today. I hope you'll pick it up, pop the cork, and listen again. If you'd like a copy of this message, send me a note at a special email address I've reserved just for this series. Royce, MIB at gmail.com. That's Royce, MIB, message in a bottle, at gmail.com. Or visit my website at lynroycetaylor.com for information, tour schedules, ministry, and music. Now, stay with us. Coming up next is the special Sunday Song Surprise. In August 1967, armed with only our guitars, David Busselman and I formed the Gospel Chords. We began singing across the tri-state area of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, but expanded quickly, and we're doing radio, television, and recordings, and one of the early songs in our program was this, and I think you'll find it rather appropriate. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and he landed high and dry. Well, the Lord looked down from his window in the sky and said, I created man, but I don't remember why. Nothing but fighting since creation day. I'll send a little water and I'll wash them all away. When the Lord came down to look around the spell, and there was Mr. Noah behaving mighty well, and that is the reason the scriptures record. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and he landed high and dry. Well, the Lord said, Noah, there's gonna be a flood. There's gonna be some water. There's gonna be some mud. So take off your hat, Noah. Take off your coat. Get Ham, Shem, and Japheth and build yourself a boat. Well, Noah said, Lord, I don't believe I could. The Lord said, Noah, get some sturdy gopher wood. You never know what you can do until you try. Build it 50 cubits wide and 30 cubits high. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and he landed high and dry. Well, Noah said, there she is, Lord. The Lord said, Noah, it's time to get aboard. So take a creature, a he and a she, of course, Mrs. Noah and your whole family. Noah said, Lord, it's getting mighty dark. The Lord said, Noah, get these creatures in the ark. And Noah said, Lord, it's beginning to pour. The Lord said, Noah, hurry up. I'll shut the door. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and he landed high and dry. Well, now the ark rose up from the bosom of the deep, and after 40 days Mr. Noah took a peek. He said, we're not moving, Lord. Where are we at? The Lord said, you're sitting on Mount Ararat. Well, Noah said, Lord, it's looking mighty dry. The Lord said, Noah, see my rainbow in the sky. Take all your people and creatures to earth, and don't be more trouble than you're worth. Noah found grace. Noah found grace. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and he landed high and dry. Oh, that was kind of fun. Thank you.